We need to be looking at a broad spectrum of plant-based resources. I would like to think that we're going to see a diversified set of feedstock coming to the table. So it's not going to be about just corn stover. It's not going to be just about switchgrass. It's going to be a diversified portfolio. You're going to have materials like woody material coming into the picture. You're going to have energy sorghum. People may be discovering other cellulosic materials going to. So diversified feedstock. Integrated technology. We tend to look for magic bullets. One technology that's going to solve all of our problem. In reality, I see these systems that are evolving are going to be a bit hybrid system. We're going to have biotechnology integrated with thermochemical to make the products. Okay, so we're going to be doing some mixing and matching with that. I believe that with cellulosic, it's going to be much more distributed. And part of that is that you start looking at things like grasses. They're not very dense. And so you've got this issue of how do you move this material to the refinery.
So you don't use too much energy in transportation.
And there's this density transportation cost factor that you have to keep in mind as we move forward. So I tend to think in terms of smaller scale, more distributed system that are going to be integrated within the structure of rural life.
And in many ways, then it becomes distributed energy, much like solar or wind, in places that large-scale industrial facilities may not make sense.
That's right. And the other part of the equation with the distributed, some of the same factors play in. A smart grid helps you on distributed biofuel production because you're going to probably have combined heat and power at your biorefinery, and your ability to manage electrical loads is going to be an important part of that as well. But again, it's looking at the system, okay? And the other reason I'm very excited about biofuels and some of the other renewables is research and development.
Sure.
Okay, if you look, this country has done an excellent job of driving that science and technology engine, okay? We need to continue to do that. We need to ramp that up, and that's going to help us. It's not going to completely resolve the problem, but it's going to help us address some of the barriers to all the renewables, and it's going to help us think through what possibilities we can have. So I frequently tell my students when I'm lecturing, engineers are God's gift to mankind, and they all chuckle at that.
Like I am.
Like you are, okay. But then I remind them, it's not always the best technology that makes it. It's a question of how does it fit into the social, cultural, political, economic realms, okay? And so that gets back to the will. What is the will that the American people bring to the table for our energy future?